Hello, and welcome to the Autism News Network. My name is Magnus, and today I am with Chris and Kyle. And today we're going to talk about something from our childhood, the Pokemon cards. You know, how Pokemon changed the card game. When Pokemon became huge, like big, where were you guys? I was in elementary school. I think it was like 1999. Pokemon cards are coming out. The games are coming out, the Pokemon show. What about you guys?
I was in a similar area. I was maybe a little further along, but not
Same for me.
not by much, because we're pretty close age ranges. I was in school at the time.
All right. What about you, Kyle?
I was pretty much in the same boat. I was in elementary school at the time.
Yeah, man, same. I guess all three of us were elementary school at the time. We're mostly, I guess, we're millennials. What's your guys' favorite card? Like, mine back then. I don't really play Pokemon now. I don't have any of the cards. Mine will always be Charizard. What about you guys?
That used to be one of my favorites, but now pretty much lately would have to be the Zacian V card. That's one of the ones from one of the current sets for the year.
Mine would happen to be the Dark Cloak ability Darkrai from I don't know how many sets ago.
That's pretty cool. All right. What's the rarest card you guys have gotten from a booster pack? Me, Charizard, luckiest card ever. I was so happy when I got it, man. When he just opened that fresh pack up, you just scroll through the cards, and there's a holographic, you see the tip of it. You're just hoping it's something good, not a bad one. I see red. And I'm like, oh my God. Is it Charizard? Yep, it's a Charizard, What about you guys?
Mine was a secret rare from the Sword and Shield set. Basically the same as my favorite card, just a lot more rarity to it. Gold border, all kinds of neat looks to it.
And you, Kyle?
Rarest card I've received from the booster pack, again, is my favorite card.
Oh, okay. Oh, so lucky. Same, likewise. I just
and
remember
it happens
spending
to
my...
be the card I built a deck around.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I remember just spending my daily allowance, going to Toys R Us and buying like 4 booster packs, because I only got an allowance of like $20. Every Saturday, I'd be like, Mom, take me to Toys R Us, and spend my entire allowance on like 4 booster packs.
I remember those days.
Man,
I
you guys remember?
as well.
It was cool going to Toys R Us when that
nostalgic, So,
I remember the last pack I actually opened was from the Breakthrough.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting an Eveltal break.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, man. You guys remember all the violence that came with the Pokemon cards, man? Every day at school, there was a lot of stealing, man. A lot of people were stealing cards, man. They were bringing their cards to school, and kids are getting into fights over cards, man. It was bad.
Oh, yeah. I remember some of that stuff. People stealing from each other all the time, trying to break into other kids' lockers in middle school and stuff, too.
Even, it got up to, stabbing and, gun violence, it was bad. Man, people went to
I've heard the story.
It got bad. I'll put it that way,
I've never seen much of it myself, but I've heard the stories.
Yeah, the schools are starting to ban the cards, man.
I remember being bullied in school about having the Charizard and Blastoise cards, and I stopped bringing my cards to school because of being bullied over them. And it's not just violence in Pokemon, which we're talking about, but it's pretty much any of the card games.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, it never had the same effect as Pokemon. I'll never forget it.
That's true.
There's never been a card game like Pokemon that just came in and shifted the culture completely, That's still mainstream. It's still pretty popular, I'd say it's the most popular card game still,
Pretty much, yeah.
You still have other card games, but it's just not as popular as the Pokemon name brand.
Yeah.
So
I know people even older than me, and to give age range for this podcast, I'm 31, and I know people 5+ years older than me that still play the card game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, I had a nice little collection, and then, they got stolen and someone broke in my house and my whole collection, all the holographics, every rare card, I had like every original, the 151 Pokemon, all of it, every rare, I had like multiple Charizards. But yeah, man, you guys ever participated in any tournaments?
I've done one before the pandemic hit. It was pretty fun. Wasn't really my best, I guess you could say, performance on my end, but I still had fun and talked to a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
As for me, I haven't really done any of the Pokemon tournaments, but I've been in a few of other card games such as Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I did pretty well. Pokemon, I've never really had current enough decks or current enough cards to participate. Still an issue to this day.
Yeah. Have you guys ever went on eBay or any of the the auctions, to see what the cards are going for, because I browsed eBay from time to time to see what the cards that were stolen for me are going worth. And I get sad from time to time, man. I'm telling you, some of those cards I had are worth thousands of dollars now,
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that from a couple card shop owners in the area, that some of the cards are pretty much in the 1,000 range now, maybe even a little more.
Yeah, especially those from the base set, the original set that came out way back in 1999. Those are the ones that have the most value.
Yep, and that's the ones I had that I got stolen, man. I had every one and a plastic little sleeve, with that little hard plastic cover on all of them. Every holographic card. Multiple Charizards, everything. Sad times, but good times at the same time, So
yeah,
you guys still actively still play Pokemon, right? Because I only play the games, I love the Game Boy.
Every now and again.
Every now and again. How have the rules changed over time?
Well, there's been a couple changes since when it first came out. Some of the cards you can't play if you're the first one going now, aside from not being able to attack, or I think there was something else, but aside from not being able to attack, you can't play certain cards on first turn if you're going first. That's where it's basically become a benefit overall that a lot of people try to go second.
And as he was saying about certain cards, back when the card game first came out, there were only a few types of cards. To clarify, there were energy cards, the Pokemon themselves, and trainers.
Yep.
Now it's expanded in the trainers. They have tools, they have supporters, they have the stadium cards.
And item cards as well.
That's what I meant by tools, but item cards, they're not just one specific type of card anymore. Like they used to have the energy cards, which you knew what they were, the Pokemon cards, and then the trainer cards, which were all gray from way back when. There were no uniqueness about the trainer cards. They were just trainer cards. Supporter cards have rulings that you can only play one supporter per turn. Stadium cards, you can only have one stadium out at a time. If you play a stadium and your opponent then plays a stadium, your stadium is discarded so your opponent's stadium can take effect. Those kind of things. Those are changes to the rules since the card game has evolved and expanded. Those didn't exist when it first came out.
Nice. So what are your thoughts on the future of Pokemon cards? Me, I think Pokemon changed the card game. I think it's the first mainstream card game that really got into our youth. The games, the Pokemon games on Game Boy. Red and blue and yellow, and then you had the Pokemon shows. There weren't sorry, excuse me. There was Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh card games. But I just feel Pokemon's still going strong. Don't get me wrong, Yu-Gi-Oh still has this fan base, but that's just a really, really loyal fan base. Do you think Pokemon still has a future? I think Pokemon will go on for a long time. They really, really love their fans. They listen to their fans.
I think as long as there's still a fan base for the show, and the show keeps expanding and evolving and adding more different series and more different aspects and more different Pokemon, the card game will continue to evolve and grow.
Yeah, they've got
Because all of the cards are hinged on the show.
yeah, they've got lot of years ahead of them still before they ever fizzle out. They recycle cards that have been in past sets to reintroduce them into current sets every now and again. But other than that, they don't produce everything at one single time like some other companies might. They'll do like so many a set and then do something completely different with some of the other cards. They still end up holding collector value and stuff along with the usefulness of the cards.
Yep. So I think the future of the Pokemon game in general is still pretty bright as long as the show continues having its fan base to continue to produce video games, create new Pokemon. The card game will still be around.
Yeah, man. I hope, man. Pokemon it's a huge part of my childhood, even though I don't collect the cards, or watch any of the shows anymore. I'm glad it still lives on, I'm really, really glad, Pokemon has just been, honestly, and I think I speak for a lot of us, it's really part of my childhood and our child millennials, Yeah. I'll never forget when Pokemon came out, the culture everywhere, oh my, it was huge,
Oh yeah. It's big and still is to an extent.
Indeed.
Well, guys, I'm Magnus. I'm here with Chris and Kyle, and that concludes our podcast for today.
It's been a fun one, man.
Thanks for joining us at the Autism News Network.